Let go of the gun, she said. Please. I can't, he said. You're squeezing my fingers. Oh, Darren realized that her hand was still wrapped around his. Well, if I let go, you won't shoot me, will you? Don't be an idiot, he said. I would have shot you by now if I wanted to. You're calling me an idiot? You barking ninny? You almost blew us all up. Don't you know what hydrogen smells like? Of course not, he said, giving her a look of disgust. What an absurd question. She glanced back at him, but loosened her grip. The boy let the pistol fall aside and stood up, wearily facing the men around him. Darren scrambled to her feet, dusting snow from her flight suit. What's going on here? Came a voice from the darkness. It was Mr. Rowland, the master rigger. Darren saluted. Midshipman Sharp reporting, sir. I was knocked out of the crash, out in the crash. And when I came to, this boy was here. He gave me these satchels full of medicine, I think. He lives somewhere hereabouts, but won't say where. I was trying to stop him from questioning, and he pulled a gun, sir. She knelt and picked up the pistol, proudly handing it to Mr. Rowland. I managed to disarm him, though. You did no such thing, Alec muttered, then turned to Mr. Rowland. Suddenly his twitchiness was gone. I demand you let me go. Do you now? Mr. Rowland gave Alec a good hard look. Then dropping his eyes to the pistol, Austrian, isn't this? Alec nodded. I suppose so. Darren stared at him. Was he a clanker after all? And where did you get it? Mr. Rowland asked. Alec sighed and crossed his arms. In Austria. You're all being ridiculous. I only came here to bring you medicine, and you treat me like an enemy. He shouted the last word, and one of the sniffers let out a bark. Alec flinched, looking down at it in horror. Mr. Rowland chuckled. Well, if you're only here to help, I suppose you've got nothing to worry about. Come with me, young man. We'll get to the bottom of this. What about me, sir? Darren asked. I was the one who captured him. Mr. Rowland gave her a look that all all the warrant officers reserved for mere middies, like glancing at something on the bottom of his shoe. Well, why don't you take those satchels to the boffins? See what they make of them. Darren opened her mouth to protest, but the word boffins reminded her of Dr. Boffin. I'm sorry, Dr. Barlow. Right before the crash, she'd been headed for the medicine room, full of widgets and loose parts. It was no place to get bounced around in. Ah, sir, Darren said. Aye, aye, sir, Darren said, and headed back toward the ship at the run. With a quick apology to the half-deflated air beast, she grabbed the ratlet lines and hoisted herself up. Her hands felt shaky and weak, but trudging along the way around the vast creature would take ages, so up and over it was. She pulled herself higher, forcing questions about the strange boy from her mind.